Hi everyone, happy Monday. Tonight we have a very lovely guest coming on. Her name is Sarah Gaines, and we recently connected through a mutual friend of ours, Steve Selly. Steve was actually recently as a guest on mine not too long ago, and I asked him if he knew anybody, and he immediately connected Sarah and I, and I'm so glad he did. Sarah is a writer, a healer, and a teacher, and I cannot wait for her to come on and show us her guide to self-love. So Sarah requests to join in, and we will get started soon. Uproot and Remembering, hi. Welcome, welcome. Sarah just came on. Hi, Sarah. And we're going to go live. Just a second.
Hello.
Hi. Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am good.
Good. You have a cup of tea or something for our
I have some
conversation?
water right over there.
Okay.
So a cup of tea would have been really nice.
Well, I have hot water and cold water. I'm very hydrated.
I always have. I was actually just thinking about the different liquids that I drank today, and I've had so many different kinds of liquids.
Nice. I don't really drink a whole lot of water, so this is like a first for me at both. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Water is a big rule for me. If I'm drinking one thing, I always have to have water beside it.
Yeah, I try to. I used to drink a lot of water, and then I just kind of slowly went down because I used to also do a lot of exercising along with it, and I just once one goes down, everything else tumbles down with it. Hi, Nikki. Who is Jadnia? Is how do you say your name or his name? Do you know him?
No.
Okay. Well, hello, welcome.
Hey, everyone.
Hi. I guess we'll wait about a minute for a few more people to come on.
Cool. Sounds good to me.
So, how was your day?
My day was relaxing, nice. I take Mondays off.
Nice.
So, yeah, and it's fun because then I get to reframe, how much like, oh, Mondays suck. Now, like, Mondays are my favorite.
Nice.
And so let's see, woke up, kind of like did my usual morning thing, and then I went into the town nearby and I just went to a coffee shop and just kind of sat and just did that. I just sat in the coffee shop and it was snowing, so it was really, really nice.
Oh, it's snowing there?
Yeah, just a little bit. Just like
Where are you again?
New Hampshire.
New Hampshire, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really cold here today. I think it's supposed to snow a little bit of rain and snow mixture on Wednesday.
Yeah. I think that's kind of across the board.
Yeah.
What's coming our way.
I know. Exciting things.
Yeah.
Must Love Dogs, welcome.
Hello.
That's a cute name. I like that. Indian Lake Discovery, hello.
How was your day?
It was good. It was I had to go into the office. Monday and Wednesdays are my office days, so they're my really early days. I'm up at like 5. Yeah, so but it was just kind of like a blah day. I think the weather, added on to it, but it was just, I recently put a post of just like it was just one of those like 50-50 days where I feel like pure crap. But at the same time, I'm up for socializing, so it's just like a tug of war kind of thing with me.
I totally feel you. My day in terms of like energetically and emotionally has kind of been like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, like this morning like when I was in the coffee shop, I was like, just feeling so good, and then kind of like as the day went on, it just started like
go down and down. Yep. I actually had to come home and I was just like told my mom, I was like, I'm just gonna go lay in bed. I didn't fall asleep, but I just literally wanted to just lay there.
Yep.
But I'm glad I did. It kind of like just mellowed me out more, like made me feel a little bit better. So yeah. Hi, Christian, welcome. So I guess we'll get started, and whoever joins in will hear, and I always save my lives after, so whoever comes in late or couldn't join, they can go back and watch it.
Awesome.
Okay. So you want to introduce yourself to everyone? Just talk about what you do and what your purpose is.
Sure. Hey, everybody. Nice to virtually meet you. My name is Sarah Gaines, and I am a writer, a teacher, a speaker, all centered around self-love and living your most authentic truth. And I got my start in all of this really in the fitness world. When I was in college, I created, which would eventually turn into my first business, which was Fit University, health and fitness resource for college students. And really the main mission of that was to help college students understand how to get fit, stay fit, have fun while doing it, to understand that fitness is not just physical, but it's mental as well.
Absolutely.
And so then kind of, my passion for fitness really kind of just evolved as I started exploring more types of movement and mindfulness, meditation, and all these kinds of things. And so over the years, it's evolved as I have, and now really I work with people one-on-one, life coaching, spiritual guidance, helping them through, finding their most full, loving, joyous versions of themselves. So that's a bit about what I do in a nutshell.
That's awesome. That's really great. Hi, Curry. Welcome.
Hey,
So what really like drove you towards that passion now? Like, was it something like, like happened like as a kid, or like teenage years, or recently?
Sure. Yeah. Well, so I think my story really begins with wanting to change my body, and having some really deep-seated body image. I don't want to call them issues, but battles with my body, and wanting to change it and wanting it to look a certain way. And for me, that really began when I was 8 years old, and I have this very distinct memory of being in a gymnasium, after school, and seeing a girl. She was sitting and she didn't have any rolls when she sat down. And so I thought to myself, well, why do I have rolls when I sit? And then, when I went home, wrote in my diary, I'm going to start a diet tomorrow. And basically from 8 until 19, when I started Fit University as a blog, tried every single diet under the sun, different workout programs, all these things to change my body. And then when I was in college, I actually started working with a trainer in the bodybuilding industry, and that kind of like really drove me into fitness and like that really regimented, healthy lifestyle. And it was actually, and then that led to a whole host of other mental health issues, because I became so obsessed and so reliant on the program and on my coach, all these things. And it was actually when I started to recognize that and pull myself out, which was when I started Fit University as a blog, to just share my story and to share my healthy living tips and sort of what I was moving through. So everything I've always done has stemmed from, me and my stories, how I've moved through it. And yeah, really what I know now about body image and wanting to change my body is that it has nothing to do with that at all. It's really our self-talk, it's our perception. And so it's really all just mental work, it's emotional work, it's spiritual work. And then it just manifests into our physical body.
Okay. Wow. Well, first of all, I want to say you're beautiful.
Thank you.
You really are. And I love your page. You just have such like, you're just like, it's such like a joy to watch. Like, I love your videos and I love your posts.
Thank you.
Welcome.
B is one of my dear friends who just joined in.
Well, welcome, B. Coach Michael James, welcome.
Hello, Coach Michael James. What's up?
So there's 4 topics that we had on the flyer. So the self-love, mindfulness, spirituality, and body image. Do you want to talk a little bit about each topic and just what you learned through it, what you've gained out of it, and how you can use that to help others, like with advice or. And at any point, if anyone has any questions for Sarah, feel free to ask, and we will address them.
For sure. What's up, Jalen? Jalen is one of my students. She's awesome.
Oh, nice. Welcome.
Jalen, I hope finals week has started off okay. So, all right. So I think starting with self-love is where we'll start because A, it was the first topic. B, it's kind of the precipice to everything. And I think simply put, if we can't love ourselves, if we don't love ourselves, we can't love our life. We can't accept love from other people. We can't create the things that we want to create. Everything we are is, and everything that we have is a representation of how we are feeling on the inside.
Right.
And so if we want to create a life filled with love, that's what we need to feel on the inside. And the problem maybe is that, and not even a problem, but what we have been conditioned to do is seek that love externally.
Right.
And so we're seeking it, we're seeking it, we're seeking it. But really, if we can learn to practice it and to practice the love that we want to feel from other people within ourselves, that's actually when we will get the love that we want from other people. But it's not going to come unless we're practicing it internally.
That is a great way of putting it. Absolutely.
Yeah. And so, for me, I always just say self-love is the most important thing in the world.
Mm-hmm.
It creates everything. And, I think this word of love is a word that, it's like, it's love. Love is all you need. It kind of gets thrown around, but really when you sit with it and you start to think about it and feel into it, it really is everything, because the opposite of love is fear. And that's what judgment is. That's what doubt is. That's what negative self-talk is. That's all of that. It's just fear. That's the opposite of love.
Yes. Love is the foundation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, and I think it can be really challenging to begin to practice self-love, because it's not something that's taught. Again, we're so conditioned to seek it externally. And then we find ourselves in these patterns of seeking it externally, not feeling the love that we want. So then judging ourselves for it, or getting angry or upset and all these things. And then those emotions build. And so it's like we're digging ourselves into this deeper, deeper hole.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I struggle with self-love a lot growing up, probably until recently. I basically hated myself for the longest time, and I blamed myself for a lot of things, and I just never felt, most of it because I was adopted as well. So that was more of my reason to the whole self-love issue, and the whole shaming myself and thinking I wasn't good enough, and staying in relationships longer than I should have, because I felt that if they left me or I left them, I wouldn't I wouldn't find anyone else. No one else would want me, or so I mean, it's been, I would say, like the past year has been, I've been really building up the self-confidence, the self-love, the acceptance for myself and my situation, and I'm just less hard on myself.
Yeah. Because, we move through life and we're in these certain circumstances, and it's our opportunity to learn from them and grow from them, and then decide what we want to do with that. But, I think that, just being hard on yourself, it's something that we so often do.
Oh, yeah. Oh, there's still days where I still have, I have my moments and I have my days, but it's not an everyday battle.
Right.
It's just I could handle having a few bad days.
Sure.
I can do that now.
Yeah. And something, I'm really, really huge on the language that we use, because every single word that we have holds an energy, and that energy transmits into our body and then creates our reality. And so, something that I've been really cognizant about is, so two things that you just said that made me think of it. One is removing the title of a bad day. It's just, it's a day. And no, but not even, because because then, like, at the end of the day, then you're kind of putting an entire label on how that day was. But really, if we can look at the days through moments, maybe there was a moment of levity, even if it was just for 10 seconds. Maybe there was one moment that felt like, And so, but I think if we kind of like nail the head in the coffin of like today was a bad day.
Right.
Or if it's early on in the day and you're saying, oh, like today's such a bad day,
You're making just, a moment until
right, it's going to continue to be a bad day.
Yeah. Well, I use bad days when it's not when one particular thing bothers me. Like, I'll say, like, oh, this one bad thing happened today, but I'll make sure it doesn't ruin my entire day.
Yeah.
But I call it a bad day when, like, it's a ongoing feeling inside. When I just can't shake that feeling of just feeling not enough, or feeling just feeling sad,
Yeah.
So that's why I consider it off day, when it's a continual emotion throughout the day.
Yeah. No, I feel that. And
welcome to the new people, by the way.
Yeah. Hey, everybody. I totally resonate of the days that feel lonely. I know you had said what I had written earlier today resonated.
Yes.
And like feeling lonely, or looking at yourself and not liking what you see, or like having all those thoughts start to really come back up. And yeah, I think it's just so important to recognize those moments as opportunities for healing, or like there's something here. Like if any feeling of what I believe is that any feeling of negativity, any trigger that is arising, that is an opportunity to learn. And actually I had this moment a few days ago, and this was one of those moments. Do you ever have where it's like you catch yourself, like you have a mindset shift, and it's like you hear your thoughts say something in a different way, and you're like, oh, cool.
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah. So I found myself in one of those moments a few days ago, because I was feeling in like heavy pit kind of in my stomach, which I've really come to recognize as the feeling that I feel when I'm feeling lonely. And so I was feeling that a few days ago, and I caught myself thinking, wow, I know that this is going to result in a learning. And I found myself grateful for that feeling, because like I know this will pass and I'll learn something from it, which was really interesting, because I've never like kind of automatically thought that.
You turned a negative into a positive.
Yeah,
just in a way,
kind of my
or
power.
thought wise at least.
Yeah.
Hi, Wendy.
Yeah.
Hi, Radnat.
Oh, what's up? I was just listening to Odessa. We met at an Odessa show way back when.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. No, I think that turning a negative into a positive is what I do best. And because if it's just negative and it just sucks, then it just sucks. Right. But if you could take it and say, okay, what's going on here? How do I want to move on from this? How do I want to grow from this? How do I want to learn from this? What do I want to extract from this? Exactly. In my opinion, that is the way to continue to create a life of love, of what you want. And self-love is loving all the feelings that you're feeling.
Yeah, the good and the bad. Exactly.
Yeah, because it's just all part of you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Should we move into next topic, maybe?
Yeah.
Which was?
I think it was mindfulness.
Mindfulness. Okay, and that kind of makes total sense as the next thing, because I think it's, the spirit of creating a life that you love, of healing yourself, of moving through anything, is mindfulness. If you are not mindful, which is essentially aware of, then you're just moving through life on autopilot. And
good way of looking at it.
Yeah. And hey, Jillian, if we are just moving through life on autopilot, then what are we doing? We only have this one life. And I was actually listening to a little talk this morning, and it was somebody talking about the importance of being alone. And he ended up getting into this whole thing where he was talking about how when you are happy and joyous, life moves like this, right? Like you even think about the phrase of like, time flies when you're having fun.
Right.
Versus when you're in the states of sadness, anxiety, all of those really heavy emotions, time moves so slow.
Oh, it does.
Yeah, like one day
Absolutely.
can feel like 100 years.
Mm-hmm.
And so he just made an interesting point and a funny comment that I can't remember exactly, but like something to the effect of like, the only time life moves slow is when you're not enjoying it or something like that.
Hmm.
He said it way better.
No, but
But
that still sounds good, and I still get the concept of it.
yeah,
So,
yeah. And, so it's interesting how living mindfully and being aware of everything that the moment is actually makes time feel like it moves faster because you're so present in every moment.
Right, exactly.
And I was having this conversation with a client of mine a few days ago where if you get into bed at the end of a really full day where you were fully present to everything going on, when your head finally hits the pillow, you're like, whew, I'm exhausted. And your body like is physically ready to rest and
Yeah.
restore and regenerate so it can wake up and do the whole thing over again tomorrow. Versus if you spend a day just kind of like moping around in bed or like just kind of, in that state,
Mm-hmm.
when you get into bed, oftentimes you're just still laying there. Mind is going all over the place. You're
Oh yeah,
restless,
races, definitely races.
right?
Yeah.
So mindfulness can really help us to live fully in every single way. And, to not, especially now with our phones and all these things,
I
you know,
definitely.
the really being aware of what am I doing and why am I doing it. I think those are kind of the two main questions that I think encapsulate mindfulness. What am I doing? Why am I doing it? And is this something that I want to continue to do?
Okay. So it's just the awareness of your
Literally,
thoughts,
that's it.
basically.
Yeah. Well, thoughts and actions,
And
because
actions,
again, it's
right?
autopilot, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
something for me I notice is, um, hello, journey of my trust soul.
That's Bethany.
Bethany, what's up? Um, a perfect example that I've been catching myself in is like going to my phone. I pick up my phone, like either completely just on autopilot, not thinking about it,
Mm-hmm.
or I'll pick up my phone to actually do something like, oh, I need to check my calendar, but I'll pick it up and my thumb will immediately just click Instagram. And
Same,
I'm like, yeah.
same. And then I'm like I'm like switching over, and I don't go to Facebook very often, but I'll
Mm,
go on there just like, I see, let's just see how many notifications I missed. Hey,
uh-huh.
Kevin. Um, and then I'll end up going to check, oh, my emails. I haven't checked my emails in a few days.
Right.
And then it's like, oh, I gotta go, oh, Amazon, there's something I wanted to go order.
Yep. Right.
And then by the time then I get off my phone, put it down, and I'm like, crap, that's actually not even anything that I wanted to do. I
Right.
actually just went to go do one thing.
Right. Right. Or
Yeah.
sometimes you don't even do the thing that you wanted to do.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
It's so funny how we just, like you said, I love that autopilot. I'm going to use that a lot because it
Yeah.
works. Yes,
Oh,
especially during COVID.
100%. And, one thing that I found with my phone, and this goes to, hi, Isa. Hi, my love. Something really related to what I shared this morning. So everybody listening, I had shared on Instagram a little writing, which was, sometimes I find myself crying for my loneliness.
Mm-hmm.
Other times I find myself crying for how perfect I
Perfect.
am.
Yeah.
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 And so what I found during COVID is during the day, I'm so connected. I have
Mm-hmm.
one-on-one calls or I have group things. What's up,
Right.
Erin?
Hi, Erin.
And then at night, when I turn all my stuff off, I'm like, oh shit, I'm alone. Here I am in this
Reality
house,
sets in.
in the woods. Yeah.
The other part,
And
the other kind of reality I call it when you're by yourself.
right, right. It's like, oh, okay, it's just me now. And so what I was finding, particularly earlier on, and I've kind of like gone through waves of it, is at night, then when I was not connected to other people, I felt that like pit of loneliness that I wanted, and I would start to go to my phone, or I would mindlessly eat. And it was something that was happening without me even being aware of it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Bethany said she loves your ring. It's so cool.
Thank you. I got it in the Dominican Republic
That is beautiful.
last December 30th. Every year, except for this year because of COVID, I typically host a New Year's retreat where we kind of reflect on the year that's passed and set intentions for the year ahead. So got this baby at the last one.
That is beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a Larimar stone.
Welcome, Christy.
So,
but yeah, but oh no, I know exactly that feeling. It's like I used to, I'm not very active now, but it's more of because I want to be, not because I need to be. Before I used to always try to find something to do to take my mind off of everything. So I always wanted to be around people, or I would always constantly watch movies, or I'd always find something to distract me and like be focused on. Because if I stopped and I focused on really what's going on, then I would just go, like you said, the pit in the stomach happens, and I'm like, oh man, I'm alone. No one's here, and then I start just dwelling, and then thoughts go through my head, and then then it's a nightmare. But now, like, of course, with the whole process of the acceptance and self-love that I'm working on, and my healing process as well, I'm active now because I want to be, and it's like my purpose. It's like it's like my driven purpose right now. It's just connecting with the people, connecting with the adoptee community that I've been doing the lives with, and just talking to all of them. They're just amazing. A couple that are on here came on live with me, and and just without, like, not even non-adoptees, just everybody, like you, Steve, just everybody. I just love talking to them, and they just kind of like feed your soul, and it makes you happy. And it's not like I feel like I'm escaping when I talk to them. It's my joy now.
Well, and I love that because it's intentional connection, right? It's like it's coming on here for an actual purpose.
Exactly.
Right, which I think has been such a beautiful thing that has happened during COVID is the intentional connection that we've had digitally. I mean, it's incredible. And so, but I think like that intention is huge.
Yeah, so someone asked me what I thought described COVID or the pandemic, and I called it a blessing in disguise. Because for me personally, I had a low point earlier this year, and I kind of just hit rock bottom of just feeling hopeless and just really feeling alone and just sad, and finally taking that smiley face that I always had up. Well, the sad face, won. So, and I just, and I was just like laying there one night, and I was like, I know I'm not the only one going through this. And I can't imagine how many people are suffering like I am, and just want to feel like they're not alone. And they want to be able to talk to people. So that's why I really created the BBB Brave page, is because I wanted to address everyday struggles, including my own, and I wanted to finally be brave and talk about everything that I went through, everything that I'm going through, and I'm trying to give people the encouragement and the inspiration to do that as well, and just to know, like, your thoughts are matter, they're valid, you are enough, you're not alone in this, we're all in this together, kind of mentality, and speak up, talk, because I was a suffer in silence my whole life, and I just never want to be that ever again. So
and it's so important, and it's so scary to share your story like that, and to be brave. And I know, personally speaking, what has kind of been a barometer for me in terms of, is this something that I should share or not, is, do I feel fear around sharing this? Okay, then that means the answer is yes, you share this, because just time and time again, what I have found is the more vulnerable that I am, the more fearful I am of like, what might people think when I share this, the more that ends up leading to connection, to more healing for myself, because then somebody else says, yes, same.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I always think, if I could just help, I would love to help as many people as I can
Yeah.
with my own experience, with being an adoptee or non-adopt, everything. But if I could just help one person,
Yep.
then I've done my part, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing what I came on to do.
Right.
Because that one person will help another person, and as Steve and I call it, like, it was the ripple effect.
Exactly.
And just like, I've always been that kind of person. I want to make others happy. I want to be there for others, and then this is finally a way I'm able to do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And it's such a special kind of feeling when you have that. And
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm just like, this concept of like finding your purpose and all that is kind of just coming up, because I think it's something that I know I've talked to a lot of people of, it feels like a struggle of like, well, I don't know what my purpose is and what do I do,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just like, I
Yep.
feel lost in all these things. And again, coming back to self-love, of that's okay.
Yeah.
Love yourself where you are right now, because this is guiding you on your journey of where you are meant to go. But accept where you are right now, love where you are right now, be mindful of what you're doing and how it's making you feel.
Mm-hmm.
Start to tune in to maybe, well, what isn't lighting me up, and
Exactly.
start to strip those away. And then,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah. And as you call it, like, turn your pain into power.
Mm-hmm.
Bethany said, I don't know how I feel about fear meaning to share, but interesting concept, although I've gotten nervous about opening up and remind myself it's to help others. Absolutely. And I'm sure, but Bethany was just on Sunday night or Sunday afternoon with me sharing her adoption story. And
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee you it helps someone or is going to help someone.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You
You
know,
will always find one person to resonate with your story.
mm-hmm. And even if it's, I think sometimes the fear comes in of, well, I might say something wrong, or I might sound stupid, and vice versa. That happens when we're listening to people. We're like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
like, what is she saying? Or like, that doesn't make any sense, da 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 da. But if we can drop all of those judgments, all of
Mm-hmm.
those, and simply just listen out for even a phrase that
Yeah.
resonates with us. Like, there are messages for us everywhere. It's just about opening yourself up to them.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, because
And
there's times like I would go up. I'm sorry,
no, no,
cut you
no,
off.
no, no, go.
There are times like I went on with people, and sometimes I feel like I'm just talking, and I just hear my voice, but the other person will say, "Wow, that was just so powerful." Or I got a message that night or the next day and said, I watched your live with this person, and what you said about this really helped me and made me
Yeah.
think in a different way. And I'm like, wow, like, because like I said, all I do is just hear my voice sometimes. But
Yeah.
another person will just pick up on something you said, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, like,
Right.
wow,
Right.
you don't know what you say can help somebody." Like you said, just a few words, a phrase, something.
Yeah. Yeah. And, a mantra that has been mine since the beginning of this year is love awaits truth.
Mm.
And with that, and this kind of goes to what Bethany was saying of, she said, I don't know how I feel about fear, meaning
Mm-hmm.
to share. And I think maybe more specifically what I mean by fear is like that nervousness of like knowing your truth, but like you're scared to speak your truth. And whether that's in a public forum, or like, I'm even thinking back to when I was in a relationship and like there were things that I needed to bring up in that relationship because they weren't sitting with me right, but I was scared to. And it's like that, like, should I say this? I don't know. But it's
Mm-hmm.
it's that truth. And it's so just wildly important when we can speak our truth.
Yep.
We can start to bring in everything that we want. But if we're holding our truth in, we're holding ourselves back. And to
Absolutely.
go back to self love is speaking your truth.
Yeah, for sure. And that's exactly what a post I did that not too long. I put a post up about speak from your heart, because your heart is your truth, and no
Mm-hmm.
one can take that from you.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, definitely.
Hi, Keone. Good to see
Hi,
you.
welcome. Welcome to everyone new who joined. I've been waving, but I just don't want to miss anybody. So hello to everyone who just joined. So we so far talked about self-love. We talked about mindfulness, and so spirituality.
Spirituality. What a beautiful thing. And I
I
think,
do.
a
I'm
lot of
actually
people,
really interested in this one.
okay, why are you interested in it?
I don't know. It's just something about like just really like makes it so fun to learn about. Like, cause
Mm,
I'm assuming spirituality is also like part of meditating as well, or
mm-hmm.
yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
so yeah, go
yeah,
for it.
absolutely. Well, the way that I really look at spirituality is it's connecting to yourself,
Mm-hmm.
and in doing so, connecting to the entire world around you, recognizing you are just one little fraction of this entirety that is this universe.
Right.
And it brings me back to the self love, right? Like when we can love ourselves, we can love the world around us. When we can love the world around us, we can love ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And if we're not connected to ourselves, we're not speaking our truth. We're not living mindfully. When we're not connected to ourselves, that's when we're on autopilot. And same, Bethany, same.
She was
And
actually really excited. She DM'd me about like spirituality. I'm very interested, so I'm glad she's into
amazing.
this. Yeah.
I also love that of like, I love spirituality and the universe. I feel like that could just be translated to I love me and I love you.
Yes.
And that's what it is. It's just recognizing that, again, like, you have messages for me, I have messages for you. We are all here to support one another, for us all to be living our fullest, most expanded lives. We're not here as humans for this finite amount of time on this planet to not enjoy this life, to despise the way we look, to want to change, to complain. That's not
Mm-hmm.
what we were put here for. The
No.
universe wasn't like, yeah, let's drop them down there for 70 years so they can just kind of sit on their phones all day.
Oh, absolutely. That is not what we're here for.
Right.
Maybe
And
the year of 2020, yes, but
no,
no, I'm just
no,
kidding.
the year of 2020 is like, wake the fuck up, humans.
Yep.
Wake up. You are here for a greater reason. What is it?
Yeah.
And man, it's so simple, yet so not.
Mm-hmm.
And allowing ourselves to sit. And so you brought up meditation. Meditation is one beautiful way to become aware. Oh, I am a human here on this planet. I am breathing. I have these thoughts. These thoughts are not me. I have like 60 to 80,000 of them a day. Where are
Mm-hmm.
these thoughts coming from? Are they coming from my parents, from society, from social media? Where are
Right.
they coming from? So, it's meditation for me has been kind of like just the biggest. It's almost, I'm like picturing I'm like in a little raft floating on the ocean, and the meditation is my raft. No matter what, no matter how big the waves get, it grounds me back down. Okay, what am I feeling? What do I need? I am here,
Mm-hmm.
and when we can continue to do that, when we practice meditation, that awareness, because that's all meditation is. It's simply practicing awareness. One of my favorite definitions of meditation is to become familiar with. And so it's
Okay.
just becoming familiar with the present moment. What do I see? What do I hear? What do I feel? What am I thinking? That's just all the moment. It's not good. It's not bad. It's just what is. And what oftentimes gets people tripped up about meditation is, well, every time I sit down, I have so many thoughts and I can't clear my mind.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. That's perfect. You're noticing that you have so many thoughts. That is meditation.
Steve was telling me something where like the thoughts come in like you grab them.
Mm.
So I have to, I have never meditated before.
Okay.
I really want to. I've been like dying to do it.
Okay.
I just don't know how to do it. Like, that's the thing. I just, like, I know what people do. Like, you have to just sit,
Yep.
you know, into silence and like, hear, but I just like don't even know, like, how even like to do that.
Well, how would you feel if we did a very short, like 2-minute meditation right now?
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
As Bethany's laughing at me saying, yes, I know we're here for a reason. That was it. That pandemic was a joke.
All right, so let's do this meditation, and for everybody listening, of course, please join us. And I think what a great little addition to this conversation.
Absolutely. I'm excited for
our
this.
evening. All right, so just go ahead. I like to start before I actually get into meditation, because we're going to be still. I like to just invite some movement into our body. So just take a few shoulder rolls back. I'm gonna prop this up maybe. I'm gonna move to the floor. All right. Yeah, so just roll your shoulders back. Maybe shake out your hands. And then you can let your eyes fall shut, or simply find a point in front of you to focus your gaze. And bring your awareness to your breath. Just noticing how your breath flows in and out of your body. Just as your breath flows, notice any thoughts that are flowing through your mind. And then bring your awareness back to your breath. This is the practice of meditation. Simply noticing. Noticing your heart beating in your chest. Noticing your seat beneath your hips. Noticing the sounds around you. Noticing your breath still moving in and out of your body. Take a deep breath in. Exhale it out of your mouth. Whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes. Namaste. Thank you. How was it?
Very relaxing.
Mm-hmm.
You feel like just a different, like you're almost like you're sleeping, but aware.
Mm-hmm.
That is a really nice feeling.
Yeah.
Like just a sense of calmness.
Mm-hmm. It's this, for me, it's this point of, oh, I'm home. I'm safe. Right?
Wow.
There's all this moving on in the world around us, but when I sit with me, that's all there is. And this is all I'll have, right? Yeah. And so we go back to this idea of self-love. It's that. It's knowing that me, this is the only thing that I have and will have from the moment I was born till the moment that I die. And so when I can sit and be with myself and all the pieces who I am, that is self-love. Because if I can't love this, I can't love anything else.
I like that. I really have to do that more often. I've been wanting to like do that like as like a morning routine, but it's sometimes like my dog's always like in my way, and every time I try to like even like start to try to exercise, he thinks it's playtime, and when I like move around and run, he thinks, oh, she's running for me, like I'm gonna run with her. And then I ended up like trying to like tripping over him, and then he thinks it's playtime, and then it goes about him. So but no, I definitely have to do that. Oh, that was nice.
I'm glad that we did that. Nice.
Thank you for doing that.
Yeah, thank
That
you
was
for
really cool stuff.
allowing me.
Yeah, anytime.
Meditation
Yeah.
is, in my opinion, the secret to everything.
Yeah.
Everything. You have a problem, sit and meditate. You want to create something, sit and meditate. You want to raise your energy, sit and meditate. Everything, sit and meditate.
Yeah, I've learned to, count, like breathe in, count to 5, and then
Hmm.
exhale, like when I'm in certain situations, and it does help.
Yeah,
But I want to start meditating, even if it's for 2 minutes a
exactly.
day. That does help a lot, just like brings you back.
Exactly. And I
Yeah.
think, exactly to that point, even if it's 3 minutes, even if it's 2 minutes, it's simply making the commitment to yourself. And if you don't meditate, you know, where are these expectations of, well, let me sit for 15, 20 minutes every single
Hmm.
day? Where is that coming from? It's like somebody who's never worked out saying, I'm going to work out every single day. It's
Right.
just, set small, attainable goals. And so maybe it's just commit to 2 minutes every day for 7 days. See what happens with that. And then
Hmm.
maybe you want to bump it up from there, but maybe not. But 2 minutes, you can find 2 minutes in your day.
I'm gonna start with 2 minutes,
Yeah.
and I'm sure over time it'll get longer and longer. So
Right. And then,
yeah,
it oscillates, some days
yeah.
whatever it is, it's just like anything in life.
Bethany said waking up first thing in the morning is when I try. I hear a lot of people do that when they first
Yeah.
wake up. I
Yeah.
think that's what I'm gonna start trying to do.
What I think is nice about the morning is it gives you an opportunity to really look at, okay, what am I sitting with right now at the start
Hmm.
of the day? Because if you don't acknowledge what you're sitting with first thing in the morning,
Hmm.
and there is something there to acknowledge, it's just going to kind of be looming over you. And then more things might build on it until you're like, "Duh!" And
Right.
so if you can address it first thing, it's like, oh, okay, cool. This is what I'm working with today. And how do I want today to be?
Right.
How do I want to show up today? And it just gives you that space
Yeah.
to recognize and set an
I want
intention.
to be able to start my day off with peace, and I
Mm,
think that would help me.
totally,
Yeah.
totally,
Yeah.
totally.
So we are almost running out of time. Do you want to talk a little bit about body image?
Yeah. And also, I just want to reference what Kirsten just said, which also Kirsten is my best friend since third grade's name. So,
Uh, Hi, Kirsten.
Kirsten. Meditation seems hard to attain. Tapping is a great resource. Yes. And so tapping, taking two fingers, and I like doing it right here at the third eye, and just tapping a little bit. That can also help in the relaxation.
Really?
Yeah, you can go over your
While you're
temples.
meditating, or just
Just
if you can't meditate and you're
and or right, like if you're
okay.
sitting here, like, okay, let me just breathe for a minute and tap and just focus my attention there. You might even, as you're doing that, since peace is your intention,
Uh-huh.
I invite inner peace into my being. I invite inner peace into my being.
Wow.
That you can go down to your heart, can kind of move down your
Okay.
body. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, thank you, Kirsten. Yeah, I'm gonna try that.
Yeah, that's a great.
But yeah, so body image. I don't want this live to cut you off, so I want to
Yeah,
be
yeah,
able to
yeah. So
get
we'll
it all
we'll
in
kind
for
of
you.
wrap it up, but I think
Yeah.
I like that we're going, here we are touching our physical bodies, which is now leading us into
Yeah.
the conversation. Um, and body image, I mean, I think so much to say there. And this is something that I have spent so much of my time and energy on, if you will,
Hmm.
and is really a main piece of what I help both men and women, but predominantly women, because this is a very large issue, because bodies are supposed, I say in a million quotations, to look a certain way. Um, certain body type is beauty, all these kinds of things.
Right.
And this goes back to when I was big into my fitness days with Fit University, of really drilling in the notion of fitness doesn't look a certain way. Fitness looks a different way for every single person.
Right.
Um, and really, when we think about body image is perception. It's the way that we see. It's what we're seeing when we look in front of the mirror. It's the reality
Hmm.
that we're seeing. And what
Right.
we see, our reality, is completely impacted by the way that we think. Our thoughts create our reality. So this all goes back to self-talk. What are you thinking? Are you aware of what you're thinking?
Mm-hmm.
And when we can start to invite loving thoughts into our mind, into our consciousness, to start to practice them, that is what is going to shift our body image. It doesn't have anything to do with what we actually look like. It's all what we are thinking, because our thoughts create our reality. So therefore our thoughts create our perception.
Okay. I like that.
And, you know, then if we kind of zoom out and bring it back to spirituality of how like we view ourselves as how we view the world, if we're not seeing ourselves as beautiful, we're not seeing the world as beautiful. We can't acknowledge the beauty sitting before me like you so beautifully did to me, right? Like that's part of it, is when we can see the beautifulness that we are, we can see the beauty that is everywhere and in every other person. And that is what is going to attract more beauty, more love, more joy. So all of them are really just so tied into one another.
They all intertwine together. Yeah. Again, self-love is the foundation of it all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Sarah, you were amazing. I
So
really learned a lot from you, and this was so fun.
Yeah, this was awesome.
So, absolutely. I just love every topic we talked about. You're such a fun, beautiful person, as I said before, and thank you so much for joining me and being a guest.
Thank you. This was great. This actually, you know, I told you, like, my energy waves have been like this all day, and like before the call I was like and now I'm like, ah. And I knew that going into it. I was like, I know that we're gonna have this conversation and I'm gonna feel all good again. So just thank you for being the catalyst of that tonight. Appreciate it.
And you were the highlight of my day, so thank you for giving me more being more a little cheerful. So.
Yeah, you know, we give and take. Yeah.
Well, thank you all so much for your support, your love, your comments, and for being on tonight. Sarah, you have a really wonderful night.
Thank you.
I hope the rest of your week is nice. Thank you, ladies. It was so nice and positive to see you both. Bethany, thank you for joining.
I know. I feel like she was here. Like I don't see her, but
Bethany's so sweet.
Bethany, I appreciate you.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you all. The video will be saved to my page, so whoever joined in late or couldn't join at all will be there, and they can go watch it anytime.
Amazing.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Sarah.
Have a great night.
You too.
Have a
Bye, everyone.
Week, everyone.
Bye.